Hello and welcome or welcome back to Yarn Tea and Books. My name is Tasha, and along with my husband, we are the humans behind Frogget Yarn's hand-dyed yarns and mobile yarn truck. Welcome back in. I'm so happy that you're joining me for another week of the podcast. We are gearing up to leave tomorrow for our next show, which I'll talk about in shop news. I also will address the elephant in the room. But first, let's do mug watch. This is the mug that I got at Maryland Sheep and Wool. This is a Fourth Wing inspired mug, Violent Little Thing. And this is by Polly Studios. I have quite a few of their mugs. They always make great big sized mugs. I'm actually not drinking hot tea today. I made a strawberries and cream cold tea because it's been a very hot, flashy morning. So the finished object is not going to stay on long. I took a bunch of pictures that I will insert after as we talk about it. But so strawberries and cream iced tea with a splash of milk. That is from David's, and that is my Polly Studios mug from Maryland Sheep and Wool. And it is very refreshing. So what are we going to talk about this week? FOs. I've got multiple FOs. WIP progress. I've pulled some WIPs out of hibernation now that this is done. There's a little bit of shop news. I'll announce our next couple of upcoming shows and things that are happening in the shop. And then there's some pretty good book chat. I have some feelings about some books, people. So let's start with finished objects. My Lighthouse Cardigan is done. As you can see, it is done. It is blocked. The ends are woven in. I will address this. So I will insert some pictures of me wearing it, taking better pictures because it's coming off. I do love it. The yarn feels amazing. This was Jody Long Coastline. So it's a cotton, linen, nylon, and viscose blend. And it feels very nice. It has a very cool to the touch type of feel. Now, when I first started this, I said I wanted this pop of pink at the cuffs, right? But this pink, even though it's the exact same yarn, was half the thickness of the sand. I really think they forgot to stuff it. And it's doing this curly thing, which I absolutely hate. My other Lighthouse Cardigan does not do that. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I will go through and pick up this very first line of sand, pick up those stitches all the way around. I'm going to have to cut the pink out because it is knit from the cuff up. So it's not as easy to unwind because I'm pulling in the opposite direction. So I think I'm going to take this out, the pink, and then just do a couple of rounds of garter in the round to make a nice flat edging to my cuff. Other than that, I love it. I love that you can see the details a lot more with this yarn, like where all of the stitching converges and all of the lines. They really stand out a lot more in this yarn. And again, I'll put pictures in that shows that off better. So the only thing that I'm going to change is that, because that bugs me. I had it on last night and they roll up. I don't like it. So I'll be ripping that out and fixing that. Other than that, it's perfect. I'm so happy it's done. It's still, good weather that I can wear it in the house. For the few times that I do get chilly with the air on. It doesn't happen often. but it'll look cute with my summer sundresses. And it's a nice thing to take, you know, out and about when you're going from super, super hot into some place that's air conditioning and you get a chill. You can throw that on and you're not going to get super hot. So Lighthouse Cardigan is done. You know what else is done? 5 of the 6 baby booties for my daughter's friend. So you already saw the first pair. They have been done. That is our 50 and Fabulous colorway. The second pair is done. They're so cute. This is our Velvet Pumpkins colorway. And the third pair is half done. This is leftovers from an exclusive shop color for You and Me York. So You and Me York has their own shop color that you can only get from them. I offer that to all of my shops. So Joan at You and Me has a shop color, and Peggy at the Salty Sheep has a shop color. So this is a skein from one of the test batches that I kept, and I had made myself a pair of socks. So this is what's left over. I love this color. Joan is so lucky that I did not keep this for myself. So the first sock of the last pair is done, and I have already cast on for the second sock. And I'm hoping to finish that today so that they are done and off my plate and I can get them to my daughter. So there's all 3. I think they're all 3 different enough that when they're on the triplets, hopefully mom and dad can tell them apart. That was the goal, is that they were all 3 a different color. So happy to have those just about done. I finished the first sock of this last pair last night, cast on right away for the second sock. And then Mr. Froggett so lovingly said, you should probably put them down because you're going to be in pain tomorrow. And he was right. So I did. I did not have my braces on as I was making those, and I should have. That's on me. So that is it for Ethos, but they're pretty epic. So let's move on to WIPS. For WIPS, I have started the last color on my shawl design. I mean, don't get so excited. I did finish the garter band, and I started on the blackberry color. I'm doing a texture. The problem is this color is so dark that I'm having trouble seeing what my stitches are. Now, I know not everyone's going to have that problem. Everyone's going to pick, you know, 3 different colors that it's probably not going to matter. So that's a me thing. So this is something that I'm working on during the day when I can see my stitches better. But yeah, not a whole lot added to that. But I have pulled out 2 WIPs that have been lingering that now that my cardigan is done, I want to finish these. And the first one is my Almu Shaw. So nothing has really, oh, Tasha, she did not put her stitch stoppers on. Are they even in here? Yeah, they are. Nothing has happened on this, but this is great now that we're going to be on the road for the next 2 weeks. This is great travel knitting because it's just all garter. So that's the Almu Shaw, and I'm all tangled up. This is in our Pumpkin Spice Breakdown color set. And this is the second time I've made this, but I need an updated shop or sample for on the truck. So like I said, I was there. Nothing has been done. I just pulled it out so I can take it this weekend while we're traveling because it's easy to have in the truck. It's easy to have at the hotel. Yeah. And then the last one I pulled out of hibernation because I also want to get this done is my Douglas Cardi. So we left off, I was done with the body. Yeah, it's real wrinkly. I'm done with the body. I'm ready to separate for the fronts and the backs, or fronts and the back. There's 2 fronts, 1 back. So I am using our Luxe DK, which is our merino cashmere nylon. And I am using the colors Mushroom Bisque, Mahogany, Fresco, Dunfermline Abbey, and Pressed Petals. And I'm just repeating those. So yeah, I'm going to pull that back out. This one is really quick. I just, you know, I got distracted by the bright and shiny. So that one will come back into play. Hopefully I can get that one done quickity quick. So that's all my WIPs. I'm going to finish that last baby sock. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to finish that last baby sock and move on and get some other WIPs knocked out of the park. Mr. Frogget has already, this will take us into upcoming cast-ons, because Mr. Frogget has picked a project bag. This Highland Cow project bag. I got this from Yarnbirds. This is from Emma Ball. So my friend Robin, who is Yarnbirds Yarn Truck, sells her bags. And we got this one because we love the Highland Cows. Mr. Frogget is very ready for me to cast on his Grid Gambit cow. So he wound up his yarn. This is from Feederbrook Farms. This is their Entropy DK in the color, I think, Bioluminescence. Yes, Bioluminescence is the color. And there's there. And he is pairing that with our Rambouillet DK in the color Cinders. So that is going to be his Grid Gambit cow. He got it all wound up and put in a bag for me, and then lovingly sat it there. So I guess I'll be starting that sooner rather than later. The other upcoming cast on, after I get some of these other WIPs, excuse me, after I get some of these other WIPs finished, is a tea. And I know I said that I wanted to make that Hey Sailor tea, but you guys, that gauge is gonna kill me. That gauge in that pattern, I think, is just, I don't mind the gauge. I mean, I do. But that gauge in that pattern, and then reading through the comments with people saying, like, make sure you have a lot of empty needles, or, you know, cording, because it's like when you cast off, you know, a certain piece, like there's so much on hold. So I don't know. I don't think that that's the top for me, as gorgeous as it is. So I cast on, well, I did a swatch. It's still wet. I just did it yesterday. How about if I tell you what I'm looking at? I've had this, the Oporto Tea by Sosu Knits. So this is Susanna Sommer. And it does have buttons on each side. So I can still use my same buttons that I bought because I'm using the same yarn. So here's my little swatch. And the stitch pattern for this is called the Cartridge Belt Rib. So it's mostly just all knit stitch. Actually, it's all knit stitches, knits and slips. So it works up a lot faster. You get this ribbing effect without doing the ribbing. Like I said, this is still very wet, so that's still drying. And I'm still going to use the same 2 colors of my Holst. This is Holst Coast, which is a lamb's wool and cotton blend. And I'm going to use the colors Black Currant and Putty. So I can still use my same yarn. This yarn is actually a lot more closer. It's almost identical to the yarn that she used. I can still use the buttons that I picked up at Maryland Sheep and Wool. And this one is really cool because it's knit sideways. So you cast on over here and you knit over. And there's no neck finishing. Yeah, and then you just, you can either put buttonholes in the sides or you can sew them on. I'm probably going to sew it closed with the button. I don't think I want to do buttonholes just because, you know, the buttonholes stretch and then you're constantly coming unbuttoned. But anyway, that's the next one I think I'm going to cast on in lieu of that Hey Sailor Tee by Andrea Mowry. I just don't think that's the one for me. And that's okay. That's okay. So those are upcoming WIPs that I kind of have in the back of my head. I've told Mr. Froggatt, you want your cowl for Rhinebeck. It'll be done for Rhinebeck. You do not need it right now. We're going into summer. But it will be an easy travel project. It's not big. I know the pattern's not difficult. So I'll do it. Because he's not going to leave me alone if I don't. So that will take us into shop news. For shop news, I do want to say, where's the book? Tell me I grabbed every book but that one. Our June, nope, it's right here. Our June Lilypad Club is live now. Thank you to everyone who has already placed orders. The charms are going fast. As of today, which is Thursday, May 15th, it just went live at 9 a.m. We probably sold about half the charms. I haven't counted exactly, but every order that's come in has had a charm. And there's been a good bit of orders. So our June book is To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. You guys, I woke up this morning to a comment from the author on the post that I did Monday where I showed the color palette and the book and the charm. And she commented that she really loved this. So that was a great thing to wake up to. I also wanted to share the author of our May book that we're currently reading, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, Sue Lynn Tan, left a comment on the color reveal for May's color. She absolutely loved it. So I love that the authors, because I'm tagging all of the authors. Every month I tag the authors because this is their work, right? I'm using their work as inspiration. And the fact that they took, 5-10 seconds to leave a comment is so flattering. I love it. So anyway, that's our book, To Kill a Shadow. I have to be careful because my June square is done, but I don't want to spoil it. So there's our book charm by Kelsey. If I can get my fingers to work. There's the front. She put a little, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little silver detail on the spine and then the cute little butterfly on the back. So that is our June book charm. Yeah, they are going fast. The charms are going fast. The pre-order will stay up until May 31st. And then it comes down. So grab that if you haven't, if you're interested. You're not locked in. You can pick and choose whatever month you want to do. Advents are still live. We are way over half capacity. Once we reach our number that we are comfortable being able to dye and pack and ship, they will be shut down. I did want to share, I shared it yesterday. I have been working on the mood board. So for the big one, the 24-day Fourth Wing inspired, we're calling it Dragon Rider Academy. It's going to be broken up into 3 parts. So there's 3 books in the series so far. So the first 8 colors, or not, maybe not the first. Anyway, 8, actually, yeah. The first 8 colors are going to be from the book Fourth Wing. The second 8 will be from Iron Flame. and the third 8 will be from Onyx Storm. So that gives us 24 minis. And then the main skein will have a coordinating mini that will be inspired by something else to do with the book. So I was working on the mood board for the first 8 colors. I've read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame the most, so I already know in my head which elements I want to pull out. So I just needed to pull up my Pinterest board, pull out, you know, the ones that I want to use as inspiration. And I made a mood board so that I'm ready to go when it's time to start dyeing. And I'm working on the Iron Flame color mood board. So anyway, this is the Fourth Wing mood board. So I will be pulling from these for the first 8 colors of the Dragon Rider Academy Advent. I'm so excited. It is going to be so moody and broody, and yeah, I love it. So there you go. There's your sneak peek at the mood board for the first third of our Fourth Wing Advent. They are live now. Last time I'll get to mention this, our LLS fundraiser is so good. We are less than $2,000 away from our goal. You guys, I'm so excited. We have until Wednesday, the 21st to get our donations in. So Monday, May 19th will be the last day that our color For a Cure will be available to purchase on the website. We're taking everything that we have currently dyed with us this weekend at our show. But then Monday evening, this comes down so that I have time to dye up the last of the orders and get my portion of the donation in. We are donating $10 from every single skein that we sell to our campaign. And it has been amazing. I cannot thank you all enough, like I said last week, for sharing, for liking the posts, for tagging your friends, for buying the yarn, or just making a direct donation. It has been such an amazing experience. Again, not one I want to repeat, but I'm so proud of my team. Like I said, we're less than $2,000 away from our goal. And I would love to see us hit our goal, but I am beyond thrilled with the amount of money that we've raised. So just wanted to point that out. That'll come down May 19th. And that's that. So when you're seeing this on Saturday, May 17th, oh my gosh, I have to think because today's my son-in-law's birthday. So yeah, this will go live Saturday, May 17th. We will be at the Central Pennsylvania Fiber Festival. That is a home show for us. It is up in Hughesville, PA, which is right around the Williamsport area. It's close for us. We're there in like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. So it's a wonderful close show to us. We have a lot of friends up there that love coming to see us. So that is where we are this weekend. Next weekend, which is Memorial Day weekend, we will be in Wooster, Ohio for the Great Lakes Fiber Show. And that is May 24th and 25th. Again, it's Saturday, Sunday. It is Memorial Day weekend. We will be there with Robin, who has the Yarnbirds truck, and our friends Katie and Dean, who have the Yarn Adventure truck. So there'll be 3 trucks there. And that's a fun show. So if you're close to either one of those, come and see us. Yeah, we've been busy in the studio getting everything prepped for the 2 shows because these 2 shows are back to back. So we have this weekend and next weekend. We only have a couple of days in between. So we've been dyeing extra so that it's not such a rush when we get back this weekend to dye before next weekend. So it's been busy in the studio. The trailer is loaded. All the baskets are in, all the yarn is in, and we're ready to go. We will leave tomorrow. We don't have to leave early, which is nice. I think we usually leave right around lunch, a little after lunch, to get up there, park the trailer. I've already scouted out a local bookstore. I've already told Mr. Froggett, hey, there's a local indie bookstore, and so probably pay that a visit. I've been waiting. There's 2 new releases that I've been waiting to get, and Mr. Froggett gave me book money for Mother's Day. So, yes. So, all of that will lead us in to book chat, right? So, I am reading... What am I reading? I'm reading Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I'm over halfway, folks. I have thoughts. I like it, okay? It's not that I don't like it. This was pitched, and it's very hot and very hyped up right now. This is a Wolves of Ruin novel. There already is a second one, apparently coming out later this year, called, hold on, it's right here, called Furybound. So I already know there's a sequel. This was pitched as, if you love Fourth Wing, you'll love this. And the premise is similar. So our female main character, her sister's kidnapped. I'm not giving away anything. This is on the back. Her sister's kidnapped by their enemy. This is a fantasy. So she joins the army, but she's joining in a year where there are these things called bonding trials. And so, like in Fourth Wing, they bond to dragons. These army recruits bond to direwolves. Hence the name, Direbound. She does not want a bond, but she gets one. She gets it through the trials, and there's a direwolf that picks her. It's up to the wolves. They pick you. And so she does get picked, and then she's forced into this, I guess it is like a competition, because it's like 4 months of these trials, these bonding trials. Anyway, I don't even know what I want to say. A lot happens at the very, very beginning. It's like you're 10 pages in and everything's happening. Like her sister gets kidnapped and she joins the army and she goes through this competition. She gets bonded to a wolf and everything happens. And then it's like nothing is happening. I'm over halfway, folks. I don't think that the current love interest is the love interest that we're going to get. There's a broody direwolf captain that's in the background. And in my opinion, that's going to be the love interest, but that's not the one we're getting. I don't even know if I like our female main character. All she does is fight with her damn wolf. I'm sorry. All they do is fight and bicker. And then they don't communicate. And then her wolf is literally the only thing keeping her alive during these trials because she's being bratty. Anyway, I like it. I don't love it. I do not think it is better than Fourth Wing. At least over halfway through, I'm not impressed enough to say, oh, I like it better than Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing for me is one of my all-time favorite series that I've read, and this is nowhere near that. So it's a good time. It's not a great time. I definitely will finish it. I'm hoping. I know a lot can happen in the back half of a book, right? I know a lot can happen in the last 100 pages of a book. That's kind of what I'm hoping is going to happen because so far, it's okay. I also started a new audiobook, and that is Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. We read Phantasma as our April book pick. I am almost done. What can I say about Enchantra? So many people that I've talked to said, oh, I like this one a lot more than the first one. I like the game's trials, the game that's happening. So this is another set of games. This is following Genevieve, who's the sister of Ophelia from the first book. And so Genevieve has now entered another, you know, devil run games thing. All I'm going to say is I cannot stand our female main character, Genevieve. I can't stand her. For me, she's ruining the book. I love Rowan. I love the family dynamic that's going on there. I love the games in this one, like what's going on. I love that more than I think I did in Phantasma, but I cannot stand our female main character. She's whiny. She's spoiled. She purposely gets herself in trouble and then wants to cry about the fact that she's in trouble. She's just so whiny. She's very unappreciative of the fact that this whole family is trying to keep her alive and they've literally known her for less than a week. Anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts. Like, I'm not loving it. I do not think it's better than Phantasma for me so far. Yeah, I cannot stand our female main character. So that's that. I also started The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. I don't think I'm going to continue with this one right now. This feels like a very plot-driven fantasy, which I love. I love those, but I'm not feeling it right now with, I think with show season being so busy, and I'm trying to concentrate on getting everything ready for Advents. This is not where my head is. So I think I'll put this back on the shelf for now, and maybe I'll pick it up in the fall or over the winter when it's a little more downtime, and continue it then. I like the premise. I've only made it to chapter 4, so don't get excited. I'm literally only 30 pages in, but it feels very excuse me. It feels very fantasy heavy, if that makes any sense. Like, I love fantasy, but this just feels a lot more heavy. So I'm going to put that one aside for now. I've started a lot of books. I also started I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle. And this one I'm loving. This one is, I think, more like high middle grade. I'm thinking maybe early high school, because there's some big words in here. And this one is very cute, under 300 pages. I'll definitely be continuing that because I'm having a lot of fun with that. So that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm listening to. Yeah, I'll be finished with Enchantra very soon. I'm listening to that, so I think I'm under 3.5 hours left of that book. And I'll definitely finish Direbound, and I'll hope that it gets better. We'll see. I also said last week that there has been a May book haul. There were some new releases, so I keep track of any new releases that are continuing a series for me or that I want to check out, and I did that. So some of these were gifts. I had some Mother's Day money. So yeah, we'll just start. I bought Rule of the Aurora King by Nisha Tooley. This is book 2 in a series. The first one is called Trial of the Sun Queen. And yeah, I picked up book 2. I also picked up book 3 in the Kingdom of Crows series, and that is House of Striking Oaths. I have the first 2 already, so I picked up book number 3. I also picked up these I got from thrift books because I cannot find them anywhere. I don't know if they're out of print. They're not old. I mean, 2011. Anyway, this is called Dragonborn, and it's a whole series. I've got all of them. So I picked these up on thrift books. They were like $3 and $4 a piece. So I grabbed those since I can't find them anywhere locally. And then the other 2 that were my most anticipated releases for May so far is Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. Beautiful copy. I'm hearing great things about this book. Like, look at this. The end pages are stunning. I don't think, oh yeah, the cover. So I picked up this because I read the premise and this one sounds really interesting to me. And then I also picked up Silver Elite by Danny Francis. This is being described as like Katniss and the Hunger Games, but for adults. So I'm intrigued. And then, I don't know what got into me, guys. I keep telling you I don't read rom-coms or romance. I used to read them all the time. Nicholas Sparks, Jodi Picoult. I think I said this. I used to read them all the time. They just got to be very formulaic. They got to be very much the same plot, kind of like a Hallmark movie. Like, it's the same exact plot. It's just set in a different town and the characters are different. But I was watching, I can't think of her name. I'll link her YouTube below. I think her name is Ellen. She read Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and she gave it such a great review that I was intrigued. It doesn't sound like your typical rom-com or even romance. So yeah. So she gave it really good reviews. I'm gonna use that, I think, as a summer read. And then again, I don't know what's wrong with me. I picked up the first book in the Magnolia Parks series and we'll see. We'll see. I know my daughter will love this if I don't. I've heard great things about the series. Again, it's like a romance, but I guess more deep. So if I don't like either one of these, Sammy will love them. So I will pass them on to her. That is the books that I bought so far in May. There's a few more in my anticipated releases. There's 2 that came out this past Tuesday. I'm going to look for them when we go to this bookstore this weekend. And then there's 2 more yet in May that have yet to come out. The first one is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. She wrote the Shepherd's Curse duology, the One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns. Love that duo. So this is her newest book, The Night and the Moth. So I'm very excited about that. And then there's at the end of the month, A Fate Forged in Fire, and I didn't write down the author's name. So those are some more that I'm looking for to pick up. I will look for the 2 new releases that came out this past Tuesday at the bookstore this weekend. And I think that is it. Folks. We've made it to the end. I hope that you've all had a great week. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you've read this. I was chatting about it on the Discord this morning, and someone messaged me back and said, I'm glad you're still trying. Like, yeah, I'm gonna finish it. Like, I'm not that far from the end. I do love the storyline. I just cannot stand Genevieve. Also, let me know if you're reading this or if you have read this, what your thoughts are on it. Like I said, for me, it doesn't come anywhere close to Fourth Wing. Yeah. Xaden is right up there for me as far as book boyfriends with Rhysand from A Court of Thorns and Roses series. And Eric Blood... No thanks. Eric Bloodsinger from the Everseas duology. Like, those are like some top tier book boyfriends. Yeah, it's not doing it for me. So let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know what you're working on this week. will we see you at any of our upcoming shows? Because that would be amazing. So yeah, I think that'll do it. I think that's enough. It's been a productive week. I'm happy that my cardigan is done. And I can still enjoy it before it gets super, super hot. It's been raining here since Tuesday. It's raining again today. It's been a dreary week. Anyway, I just want to thank you again for coming back week after week, for chatting with me in the comments. I love chatting with you all in the comments. And yeah, leave me a comment, even if it's just to say hi. And I will see you right back here, same time, same place next week. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And until then, happy making. Bye.